Today, you are listening to the story of a South Korean movie released in 2022 called In Our Prime. The movie has an IMDb rating of 6.6. The story begins by introducing Donghong, the most famous high school in South Korea, where only geniuses can get admission. It has been 7 months since Han was admitted to this school. However, he hasn't been able to make any friends. He used to excel at his old school, but that doesn't mean much in this school. Even though he excels in other subjects, his math skills are lacking. In this school, math is a subject that holds the most importance when it comes to college admissions. His classmates were all very accomplished, so no one depended on the school's teachers to understand their lectures. They all took separate coaching classes. So it was easy for the school teachers to make the students understand also. Han, being the only student who couldn't afford separate coaching due to his financial situation, couldn't transfer to another college even though his class teacher tried to force him to do so because his grades weren't sufficient for their college. One day, his roommate suggested a plan to drink with him, thinking that if he stayed with them, they might become friends. So, Han sneaked out to buy some snacks and drinks. However, when he entered the hostel at night, he was caught by the night guard. The next morning, teacher Hong asked him about the names of his other friends, but in the interest of their friendship, he didn't reveal their names. Teacher Hong then suspends Han from the hostel for a few days. At the end of the class, his roommates thanked him for not revealing their names to the teacher and wanted to give him some money, but he didn't accept it because he considered them his friends. That's when they gave Han a brilliant idea. They told him that there's an old science building that has been vacant for a long time. If he ever wants to stay there, he can. In the past, when students were suspended, they used to stay there too. As they were talking, they overheard the night guard Ri speaking. Here we come to know that Ri is a person from North Korea. A short while later, Ri meets with his professor and tells him that working as a night guard is not suitable for his health as he can't do the job for too long due to taking sleeping medication. Ri knows that he won't find any other job because he came from North Korea. He left the place and goes back to his apartment, where he lives alone. Later, we see Han collecting his stuff on his bag to go back to the hostel. It is there that Borang, his classmate, confronts him. Borang says it's only right to reveal the names of the other 3 students. Then they would all be punished together. But Han refuses to cooperate and leaves for his own home. At her home, Han's mother is alone. His father died in a road accident 10 years ago. His mother works at a call center, so sometimes she has to work night shifts. We see that their house walls are filled with Han's achievement certificates. To finish the works at home, Han sweeps the floor, washes his clothes, and cleans the bathroom. Once the work is done, he waits for his mother. After a while, his mother returns home, and she is very happy to see her son in a school uniform. Han's father passed away in an accident 10 years ago, so his mother has been struggling to provide for his education since then. Han cannot say anything to his mother and instead tells her that he came to meet her and needs to return to the hostel before it gets too late. On his way back, it starts raining suddenly. He informs his friends that he is going to the old science building to wait for them. However, Ri comes and catches him again. Han informs Ri that he was suspended from the hostel the previous day due to the incident, and he has nowhere else to go. That's why he has come here. After hearing all this, Ri feels really bad. He takes Han to his rest room and tells him to stay there for the night. When Han falls asleep, Ri sees some of Han's math notes. Ri had previously solved a difficult math problem for Han. When Han goes to class, he notices that all his homework is done, and all the answers are correct. He understands that it's not someone else but Ri who solved it. After class, Han goes to Ri and thanks him. He asks Ri for tuition lessons, but Ri hesitates. For a few days, Han keeps following Ri, repeatedly asking him for tuition lessons. One day, Han learns from his friends that on the day of the incident, their coaching teacher couldn't solve the math problem in the homework. Han realizes that Ri is not an ordinary teacher. His knowledge of math is much superior to the other teachers. He has heard senior teachers saying that all students who get low scores in the exam will be expelled from the school. That night, Han goes to Ri's house and asks for his help. Han tells him that he won't be able to pass the exam without his assistance. Ri agrees to help Han, but he specifies that the tutoring will take place in room number 103 of the science building. As tuition fees, Ri asks Han to buy him a strawberry milkshake that he always enjoys. Han happily accepts the conditions. The next morning, Ri goes to meet his friend Ji Chul, who is involved in selling old items. Ji Chul also happens to be a union leader who helped Ri when he moved from North Korea to South Korea. Additionally, they share a long history of knowing each other. They sit at a table with a register on it and examine it closely. Ri buys some night lamps to help Han study comfortably at night. That night, Han goes to room number 103 in the science building. Ri was already there. Ri gives Han 3 rules to follow during the tutoring. First, Han cannot tell anyone about this class. Second, Han cannot ask Ri questions on any subject other than math. 3. Ri will only study math and he will not involve with the math tests or exams. Han begins taking math lessons from Ri, following the 3 rules he set. Han diligently follows Ri's guidance, and they work together. If Han understands a math problem, he solves it on his own. One day, Han receives a math problem from Ri. He understands it well and solves it, but his answer turns out to be incorrect. Han goes back to Ri to show him the answer. Ri points out that the problem was indeed challenging, and while Han's answer was good, the question itself was designed to be tricky. Ri advises Han not to worry about making mistakes because, with difficult problems like this, even getting close to the right answer is a significant accomplishment. Han understands his mistake and appreciates Ri's guidance. Han reflects on Ri's childhood, particularly a time when Ri received 2 beautiful pens for excelling in a mathematics competition with a friend. However, Ri knew that these pens had no intrinsic value. The real value was in the friendship and shared knowledge. After school, they would often wander around aimlessly because Ri had no specific place to go, and he gave Han permission to accompany him. Han noticed that Ri enjoys listening to classical music. However, his cassette player is old and no longer functioning. To make Ri happy, Han leaves a classical song on his smartphone, knowing it's one of Ri's favorites. Han's dedication to mathematics pays off, and he becomes proficient in solving various mathematical problems, even those that others couldn't solve. His passion for mathematics is evident as he stays up late at night, studying different mathematical formulas and theorems. Meanwhile, Han continues to buy milkshake for Ri every day. Borang noticed that for a while. She asks Han that he might get addicted to it. Han chooses to ignore Borang and left the place. Han heard that his close friend is leaving his current school due to financial constraints and will be returning to his old school. This situation makes Han contemplate his own future and whether he might have to leave the school as well. Around the same time, Borang comes there. She said, she also faces a similar situation, that she is also struggling with maths. Her mother encourages her to participate in Pythagoras competition, as she believes that she has the potential to excel. This motivates Borang to seek admission at a prestigious coaching center where children from all the high society families attend. Later, when Han visits Ri for his usual tuition, he tells Ri about his friend. And he reveals his plans to transfer schools and leave his old one. Ri tells him, this matter can solve later if same things happen to Han. On the same night, Han goes back to the hostel as his punishment period comes to an end. Borang gives Han a milkshake as a gift the next day, as she believes he enjoys it. Han soon goes to the science building. Borang follows Han and finds him with Ri. The two discuss their mutual secret. She asks Ri for tuition lessons, and Ri agrees, making a promise not to tell anyone. However, when they go outside, Ri notices some students sneaking in food from outside the school. Ri keeps quiet about it. The following day, Han asks Ri how he has become so proficient in math. Ri tells him that he practices diligently, and initially started doing so for his family and scholarship, but along the way, he discovered the beauty of mathematics and developed a deep passion for it. He asked Boram to play the piano, through which he taught them some math formulas. The next day in class, teacher Hong gave a difficult math question to solve. And Han's answer was correct. But this question was wrong in the hall. So it can never be solved. And in the competition, he forbids everyone to solve such a question. But Han was not ready to listen to his words. So Hong threw him out of the class. On the other hand, Ri's friend gave him a smartphone, so that he can be contacted easily. We see that Ri was looking at the question, he could not see it properly due to the small screen. So Han asked the class monitor for the key to the study room, so that he can print out the math formulas for Ri. Ri loves math so much but he has no books to read. Han gave Ri some prints out, which he was very happy to see. The next day they had the exam. And Han gave the exam very well. But Borum could not take so much pressure. So she left the class without taking the exam. Han tries to contact her, but he gets no response. That night, they had a plan to watch a piano performance together. Borum did not show up, but they enjoyed the performance very much. At night, Ri asked Han to have dinner there. Han said, he is seeing him eating something other than milk for the first time. On the other hand, Borum, feeling frustrated, posted on the school's official website with a fake ID that the questions for the Pythagoras competition had been leaked. The news spread quickly, causing the teachers a lot of trouble. Because of all this, the school's board of directors had to listen to a lot of things. So she asked the teachers to find out who did it as soon as possible. Meanwhile, Han and Ri went to buy some books. There they recognized a man. He was also from North Korea. In fact, Ri is a famous mathematician from North Korea, whose whereabouts have been unknown for many years. The man had attended many of Ri's lectures at the university while he was in North Korea. He thought Han might be Ri's son. This made Ri a little uncomfortable, and hurriedly left from there. Han asked him about this, but Ri ignored him. He started to remember some good moments spent with his son at home that night. He started to remember some good moments spent with his son, eating dinner together, playing with a turtle, and buying strawberry milkshakes, because it was his son's favorite. The next day, when Han went to the canteen for lunch, he saw the news on TV, where Professor Oh said, the Riemann hypothesis is the most difficult mathematics in the world, which has been solved by a North Korean mathematician named Ri Hak-sun. If this is accepted, it will be very good for humanity. He also said that he had participated in the Olympics competition when he was young, where Ri and his math knowledge were very high. A famous mathematician gave them 2 pens. And he still remembers Ri very much. After watching the news, Han ran to Ri and told him about it. He got very angry after hearing all this, and forbids him to ever mention these things in the future. Union leader Ji Chul also saw the news. On the other hand, teacher Hong was very worried about the leak, because he himself had practiced the questions that came in the exam for his students to get good results in advance. So when he got the news that Han had sneaked into the study room one day, he tried to put all the blame on him. Han kept telling him that he had not done anything wrong. He had just gone there to print out. But Hong did not want to hear anything. And he told him that if he left school on his own, he would not tell anyone. On the other hand, the people of North Korea were asking Ri to return to their country. And the people of South Korea were also looking for him to interview him. Ri had become very famous all around. But Ri did not want anything like that. So he was packing to leave the country. Just then, Union leader Ji Chul came there. And he tries to return the formulas he discovered, which he had thrown in the trash a long time ago. Ri gets very angry seeing them, because once upon a time, his son had died for this research. Han hears all their conversation standing outside. Ri ignores Han even after coming outside and keeps walking. As he walks along the road, he starts to think about his son. Then we are shown in a flashback, Ri's son was very angry with him, because he was always busy with his math practice, due to which his wife died, while she was ill, even though he brought him to South Korea against his son's wishes. So he jumps into a river to escape from here. He actually wanted to cross the border and go to North Korea, but the soldiers saw him and shot him dead. The next day, Borum gives Ri the news that Han has transferred from school. On the other hand, there was an award ceremony for the Pythagoras competition at school same day. But Han was packing his bags and going home. Borum sees that and runs away with his bag, leaving him with no choice but to go to the school hall room. Meanwhile, Rhee releases his son's turtle into the ocean, which he had kept for 4 years. This suggests that he wants to forget his old bad memories and move on. He arrives at the school's awards ceremony, where Professor O is giving a speech. He stands up in front of everyone and says that he is the famous mathematician Rhee Sunday. He shows him pen with proof. Seeing this, Professor O also brings him on stage and asks him to give a speech. Rhee reveals to everyone that he was tutoring Han. And he knows very well that Han did not leak any paper. Rather, he had gone to the study room that day to print out some math printouts for him, and shows everyone those printouts with proof. He also says that Teacher Hong had told some of his students the questions that came in the exam in advance. Hearing this, Teacher Hong leaves the place in shame and anger. Then he tells everyone his story. He says he left North Korea because their government was using his math formulas to make weapons, which he never wanted. He wanted his formulas to be used by students. And he lost his son in the process. That's why he didn't want to come in front of anyone. Han knew everything but did not tell anyone. Even knowing that his future would be ruined, Han remained silent. For that, Rhee thanks him. Rhee sees the union leader waiting for him. He helps Rhee to leave for another country instead of taking her to the interview. Then we see a scene from 3 years later, where Han is now a math researcher. He goes to meet Rhee, and brings strawberry milkshakes as a gift for him. The movie ends in this way, with the unprecedented love between a teacher and a student. Subscribe for more videos like this. Turn on notifications. Leave a like to inspiring the channel. Thank you for watching.